everyone! Welcome back to the Advent of Cyber Day 16! If you've made it this far and gone through all the days, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations! And I'm so happy that you guys are here with me to do this really cool room about Day 16, which is about Windows Registry Forensics. Now, forensics is one of my personal favorite topics for cybersecurity competitions and stuff like that, so I'm super excited to dig into this with you guys, and we'll learn about the Windows Registry and find some flags. So without further ado, let's get into the room. Alright, so here I have the room open, and here we go, the story for Day 16. Let's see. TBFC is under attack. Systems are exhibiting weird behavior, and the company is now feeling the absence of its lead defender, McSkitty. However, McSkitty made sure the legacy continues. McSkitty's team, determined and well-trained, is fully confident in securing all the systems and regaining control before the big event, SOCMIS. They have now decided to conduct a detailed forensic analysis on one of the most critical systems of TBFC called Dispatch-Server 1. The Dispatch-Server 1 system coordinates the drone-based gifts delivery during SOCMIS. However, recently it was compromised by King Malhair's bandits of bunnies. TBFC's defenders have decided to split into specialized teams to uncover the attack on this system through detailed forensics, while some of the other team members investigate logs, memory dumps, file systems, and other artifacts. We're going to work to investigate the registry of this compromised system. So here are a couple learning objectives. We're going to understand what the Windows Registry is, what it contains. We're going to dive super deep into registry hives and root keys, analyze registry hives with the built-in registry editor tool, and learn registry forensics and investigate through the registry explorer tool. All super cool stuff. This sounds so fun. So let's get right into connecting to the machine. For this one, I'm going to just use TryHackMe's Start Machine button right here. Super easy. I just click Start Machine, and it boots up a nice virtual environment for me just within my browser. I don't even have to install anything, which is so cool about TryHackMe. So I'm going to click this button over here to view it in full screen, and that's going to open it in a new tab. So I'm just going to minimize the one over here so I can just use the one on this side. And then additionally, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm going to use this tab for the questions section. So I'm going to scroll all the way down. Oh, let me go ahead and check that I successfully have access to my target machine. Yay, okay, first question. Awesome. And I'm going to use this tab. This is going to be my questions tab. So I'm going to scroll down to the very bottom. There should be questions. Okay, awesome. So we have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, and then technically 4 questions here. So let's read the questions. So we have, what application was installed on the Dispatch Server 01 before the abnormal activity started? What is the full path where the user launched that application from? And what value was added to the application to maintain persistence on startup? All right, cool. Now, let's go back and check how our VM booting up. Okay, so it's booting up still, and while it's booting up, let's talk about the prizes TryHackMe has. So here's some really cool prizes. When you complete the daily task like this one, the more tasks you complete, the more chances to win you get. They have raffles all the time. They have so many prizes here. Look at this. We have iPhone 17s, monitors, AirPods, some really cool hacker tools. We have some Flipper Zero, my personal favorite, rubber duckies. We have DEF CON tickets. We got like certifications, TryHackMe subscriptions, and gift cards. Pretty awesome stuff. So I highly encourage you guys to keep doing the daily tasks. You can win big. All right, anyway, so let's take a look back at our investigation.
What? What is the Windows Registry?
Oh my gosh, hi Eva.
I was just around. I hope it didn't scare you.
No, of course not.
Tell me about the Windows Registry.
So the Windows Registry is like your brain. It stores all the information that you need to function effectively. But it's like a brain for the Windows operating system.
No way.
Yeah.
Does it have different parts, just like the human brain does? You know, the human brain has the prefrontal cortex for decision making. We also have the amygdala, which is our threat signal.
Yes, actually it does.
Shut up.
So it's just like that, except the things inside the registry, instead of your brain, they're called hives.
Whoa, can you tell us about the hives?
Yeah, so they actually have a huge table of hives right here that we can go through. And we have the system hive, which will have all things like your services, your mounted devices. We have a security hive, very self-explanatory. You have like your security policies, security settings, software. You have your installed programs, like all your software settings. The SAM hive, that will be like usernames and password hashes, and a lot more things. This is just a few of the examples that are in these hives. And then lastly, we have ntuser.dat, which is like your recent files that are stored there and your specific preferences for each user. And you have userclass.dat, which is for shellbags and jump lists.
Whoa, I can't wait to go to dive into the challenge. Well, I'm gonna head out because I can't wait to dive into the challenge.
Okay, I'll see you later. Alright, so anyway, now that we understand where these registry hives are stored, we might be tempted to just like double click it, just open the file, right? But unfortunately, that's not exactly how it works. If I open it, it's gonna look like gibberish binary data. I'm not gonna be able to understand it. I need a tool to help me interpret it. And there's a built-in tool the Windows operating system has, and it's called the Registry Editor. And that makes it where you can view all the registry data available in the hives. And all you have to do is just type in Registry Editor in the search bar. So let's go see if our VM is done booting up. And it looks like it is. Awesome. So I'm just gonna go click on, oh, please wait, okay. I'm just gonna click on the Windows icon, and then I'm gonna start typing Registry Editor. And hopefully that loads. Okay, there we go. Registry Editor. And I'm just gonna click on that, double click that to open it. Awesome, and here we have the Registry Editor up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and full screen this, and then let's see. So we have a couple different keys right here, and these are called root keys. So these are each called a root key, and then inside the root key, you'll have a lot of different folders and like so much stuff in here, right? But in addition to that, you'll have things called hives, and these are the things we just talked about. You have the SAM hive, the security hive right here, the software hive, the system hive, and in here, we have the default hive. Here's some more like software system, like you have lots of really cool hives in here. And underneath each of the hives are more folders, and what we call the folders under the hives, we call those keys. So this would be a registry hive, and underneath it would be a registry key. Okay, so if I go back to our TryHackMe page. Okay, so let's see. Looks like we have system hive right here, right? You have a system hive, and that would be an HKey local machine / system. So we go back here, we can see like, yep, HKey local machine / system right there. And if we go here, like the security hive is an HKey local machine / security, same thing, HKey local machine / security, etc., etc., etc. All of these are going to be at these paths, right? And your SID, that would be your unique user ID for your user. So we can actually look at that right now. So end-user.dat is an HKey users. So we'll go to HKey users, which is right here. And then these over here, these are your SIDs, this big long number. That's an SID. And that identifies a user. So this would be like my user SID right here. And instead of like putting my name, like whatever my username is right now, it puts this really big unique ID, and that's how Windows identifies me in the Windows registry. So yeah, and there's also user class.dat. Like here are all of the registry hives. So most of them are under HKey local machine, which we're going to abbreviate that as HKLM. Okay, this is important for later. So HKLM, HKey local machine. Which hives are in HKey local machine? We have system, security, software, and SAM. In the HKey users and HKey current user, we can abbreviate those as HKU or HKCU, or current user. And we have two files, we have two hives. We have NT-user and .dat, and we have user class.dat. Like as you can see, system, software, security, and SAM under HKLM, HKey local machine. NT-user.dat and user class.dat are in HKey users, HKU, and HKey current user, HKCU. Okay, the other two keys, HKey classes root and HKey current config, those are not part of separate hive files. So these two right here, and the current config, which is right here. So the HKey classes root and HKey current config. Those two, they are actually not like separate hive files. They're actually dynamically added to like while Windows is running. All right, so by now we've learned what the registry is, where it's located, right, in separate registry hives. Different registry hives have different registry keys in them, and the keys are the subfolders under the hives. So we know how to view the registry through the registry editor, and because this is the registry editor that we have up right now, and this is different from the tool that we're going to use later. So let's see, here are a few examples we can go through. Viewing connected USB devices. We can go to this path, that should be HKey local machine. I'm just going to copy this, and then I'm just going to paste it up here. Let's paste it in here. All right, so it looks like for ours, that path actually doesn't exist. But that's okay, because the key is only created if it needs to be created. So if I like plugged in a USB to this VM right now, then it would populate. This USB store directory right here, this would appear. But since I haven't done that yet, I don't need a key for that yet, so it's not there, right? So the rest of the path is there, right? I have control set, blah blah /enum, etc., right? Like I have this whole part of the path. I just don't have any USB store directory between these two, like I would if I had. I don't have the USB store between the UMB directory and the ZenBus directory, like I would have if I plugged the USB in. Okay, and that's okay. We don't need all the registry keys to be available. That is okay. All right. Example 2: viewing programs run by the user. Okay, so it looks like for this one, it would be at this path, and I'm actually gonna click through this one just to show you like how we find it in here. So it's an HT current user. So let me find it here. I'm just double click it to open it, and then it would be in /software/Microsoft/Windows. Okay, so let me go in there. So you have software/Microsoft, and then /Windows. And then we would be in /current version/explorer/run MRU. So we have current version, and then we find Explorer, and then we have a run MRU in here. Okay, it looks like again, this one we do not have a run MRU in here. And why would that be? That would be because I haven't run any programs. It says you will see the list of commands typed by the user in the run dialog. Okay, well let me try running one really quick and then see what happens. So if I open run right here, I type in run, okay, and I open it and I just type in like cmd.exe and opens the command prompt, right? Okay, cool. Now let me try reopening registry editor and see if it appears. So right now, what I just did was I just ran something in run. So what that should do is it should populate this key right here, this run MRU key. And look, there it is. Now we have a run MRU key. Why? Because I did something that made that key be necessary. Beforehand, when I hadn't typed anything in the run dialog, right? Because as we said, like, this is what it does, right? This is a list of commands. This key shows a list of commands typed by the user in the run dialog to run applications. So I hadn't typed anything in the run dialog yet, but now I just did. I typed cmd.exe. I ran the cmd.exe application in the run dialog, and then it populated the key, right? Now we have a run MRU key. This wasn't here before. So, and look, there it is right there. It says I ran cmd.exe. Okay, so this is the registry editor, right? This is like real time, right? This is updating. This is my machine, okay? So, but what we are going to do now is some registry forensics. So, registry, so much information, so much data. So, because of that, it plays a super crucial role in Windows forensics investigations. It's super important. So, here are some really useful keys, which we'll come back to later. But here we go. We have a user assist key, stores information on recently accessed applications. We have some keys storing search terms. We have the run key, which stores applications that are set to automatically start when people log in, which is really useful for like malware and stuff like that, and a lot of different other registry keys. Now we're going to be using the Registry Explorer tool. So this is a different program, okay? So we're going to close out the registry editor, and we're going to open Registry Explorer, which is actually handily just this green icon on the taskbar right here. So I'm just going to double click it to open it. And what Registry Explorer is going to do is we're going to use that to analyze the registry hives from the compromised system. So we're going to get the hives from dispatch server 01. So these, like when you're looking at the registry editor, that was dynamic. Like that was like what was happening on my VM right then, right? But this one, where it looks like they already got the hives off of the dispatch server 01 and they put them in this nice folder for us. So see this folder called registry hives on my desktop. It has a bunch of different hives in here, and we don't need the log files right now. We can just use the hives. So this would be a hive. This would be a hive. Here's a SAM hive, security hive. We can ignore the .log files for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch Registry Explorer, and then we're going to analyze and do forensics, digital forensics, on these registry hives that were taken from a compromised machine and see if we can figure out what happened. Okay, so to load the registry hives, you're just going to click File, and then you can click Load Hive. And then I can load any hive that I want to from this registry hives folder. So maybe I'll just load like the ntuser.dat file. I'll just open it, and oh no, I got a dirty hive detected. Okay, so I forgot to tell you guys what we actually have to do is I'm just gonna say no, I don't want to load it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click File, Load Hive, File, Load Hive, and then I'm gonna click on the one I want, and this time I'm gonna click Shift, and then I'm gonna hold it down and then click Open. So Shift Open, and then it'll skip the pop-up where it's like, dirty hive, and it'll just give me this. It'll say transaction logs have been memory hive updated, great, it did all that for me. I didn't have to go through the whole like annoying walkthrough thing. I can just click okay, and then it'll just load it right in here for me, just like that. Okay, so right here, this would be the NTUser.dat, right? You can see if I hover over it, that's the file path. Let me just go ahead and make it longer because I don't really need that other information anyway. Okay, so let's go back to our TryHackMe page, and oh yeah, there's also a bookmarks tab. So over here we have available bookmarks, and what bookmarks are is it's interesting hives that people commonly use to look at for forensics, and they've just nicely bookmarked them for us right here. So if I search for like, maybe I'm searching for a specific hive, it might already be in the bookmarks. So we can just search for it in there if you want to, or we can search it in the main hive one, either one if you can't find it. Okay, so next up, let's try to investigate specific registry keys. So it looks like we can find the computer name first of all. So what I could do is I could just search for computer name, right? Just search computer name and see what pops up. Click find. Huh, it's not popping up. Why is that? Well, it looks like I have the wrong hive open. This is the NTUser.dat hive, right? The hive I need here is the system hive. So let me load that in. So I'm gonna click file, load hive, and then I'm gonna scroll down to system, and I'm gonna click shift, open, and okay. And then that should load my system hive in here, and then I should be able to find it. Okay, so now let me try searching for computer name. Computer name. Okay, cool. Oh, perfect. I found it, like right there. Computer name right here. Okay, cool. And then if we look over here, it looks like the computer name. Let me make this column bigger. Okay, there we go. So the computer name is dispatch.server1, which is perfect. That means that you're looking at the right system because we know that that was the system we're supposed to be looking at. It's dispatch server 1. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so now that we found the computer name, let's go back and first question. What application was installed on the dispatch server 01 before the abnormal activity started? So we have no right here. Abnormal activity started on 21st October 2025. Okay, and there's a little hint here. The table given in the registry forensics explanation is going to be our friend. So let's go back to there. Here we go. We have registry keys and we have their importance. So for the first question, which again was what application was installed before the abnormal activities started. So do we have any registry keys here that are about like installed applications? Let's see. Okay, oh perfect. Look at this one. We have this key right here that stores information on the installed programs. And it looks like it would be an HKey local machine. Remember that's what HKLM stands for. HKey local machine /software /Microsoft /Windows /current version /uninstall. Okay, so what hive would this be in? Well, HKLM, if we remember, it stands for HKey local machine, right? And in HKey local machine, we have system hive, the software hive, the security hive, and the SAM hive. The hive it will not be in is NTUser.dat and userclass.dat. Those will not be in there, okay? So it's an HKLM, so let's go try to find it. So if I go in here, and I take this out, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and load in all the rest of the hives. So I'm gonna load in the default hive, I'm gonna control click for this one, SAM, security, I'm just gonna select all of them and load all of them in, and then we already have system in there, so I'm gonna leave that, and then I'm just gonna click, oh I forgot to click shift open, oh no, and I'm getting the, dirty hive detected. Okay, let me say no, and I'll redo this, and that really annoying pop-up. Okay, so looks like we did have one not dirty hive, which happened to be the SAM hive. But let's go ahead and load the rest of the hives in. So I click load hive, and then I got default, I got NTUser, that I got, oh I already have SAM in there, I got security, and I have software, which is right here, and I'm gonna click shift open for this one. Okay, there we go. So now I skipped the dirty hive detected pop-up, which is good. I can just click okay, and then it should load them all in. Awesome. Let me make this column bigger. Okay, cool. The one that we're trying to find right now is in the HKey local machine. So that means it's going to be in either system, SAM, security, or software. because those are the HK local machine files, or hives. So let's just copy this, and I'm gonna go check and see if there is a bookmark. So I'm gonna put uninstall, click find, and what do we have here? Okay, so it looks like we have 3 different uninstall registry keys. So we have end-user.dat, so it's not going to be in that one, right? Because HKLM, HK local machine, is not for end-user.dat. End-user.dat would be in HKCU, it would be an HK current user. But this one says HKLM, so that means that it's not going to be that, so we can take that out. It's not that one. So we have an uninstall key right here, and we have another one right here. So it could be either one of these. Let's see. So this one, let me see the timestamp. This is all like pretty far back. This is from 2022, and we know that our stuff happened on the 21st of October 2025. So let's take a look at this one. Maybe it has better dates. Oh, here we go. Okay, so these timestamps are from 2025. Okay, that's good. That's good. So let's see. Do we see anything suspicious here? I'm gonna go ahead and sort it by timestamp. Let me see. So let's just scroll down. We got Firefox, VLC Media Player. Those seem pretty tame. Those don't seem too bad. Chrome. Okay, what is this? We have Drone Manager Updater. Okay, well that's definitely not like a normal Windows thing, and that looks like it was installed on October 21st as well, which is very interesting. So you can see here, it's also the only file, the only program that was installed on the 21st. These were installed on the 20th and before that. So this is the only one that was installed on October 21st. So it's called Drone Manager Updater. So let's go see if that answers our question. So this application, Drone Manager Updater. And we're gonna check it. And yay, we did it! Okay, awesome. First forensics question down. Let's go. Where is the full path where the user launched the application from? Okay, so where did they launch Drone Manager Updater from? So do we see any keys in here that are about like launching applications or something like that? Okay, let's see. Okay, the first one right here called User Assist, the User Assist registry key, it looks like it stores information on recently accessed applications launched via the GUI. So it could be in here if you launched it from the GUI. We're trying to find the full path of the Drone Manager Updater right now. So let's see if it happens to be in this key. So this one is in the registry key HKey current user, which means that it has to be in nt-user.dat, right? So if I close this out and I look at my hives again, it cannot be in any of these because HKey current user only has nt-user.dat and userclass.dat. Those are the only 2 hives that we like care about that are in here. So that means it has to be in nt-user.dat. So it's gonna be in here, and then the key path is /software /Microsoft /Windows. So /software. You know, I'm just gonna search for it. I'm too lazy to do all this. So let me see, User Assist. Let's search the bookmarks. User Assist. Let's see if there's a User Assist bookmarks. Oh, there is a bookmark. Okay, cool. And we could also just have searched it in the normal search function, like here. You could just want like User Assist, and it probably would have also popped up in here. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, and again, guys, remember, so like this is a hive, right? nt-user.dat is a hive. But then like these are all called keys. Each of the subfolders is called a registry key, and then each of those have like their own subkey. So they're all like key. So this is a User Assist key. This is a User Assist registry key. And let's see what we have here. We have a bunch of different programs being run, and it tells me when they were last executed. So I'm gonna go ahead and click this to sort it by timestamp again, and we'll put the most recent ones at the top. So it looks like on the 21st, dispatch.admin/document/cape.exe. Okay, so cape is actually another forensics tool, which actually I think you guys should Google this. I highly encourage you guys to go and look up cape, because it's a really cool forensics tool actually, and I think TryHackMe might actually have another room on it. So after this, you guys should go look up cape because it's a pretty cool tool. But anyway, so that wouldn't be it. We know that's not like a drone anything. So let's see. We have the VLC Media Player, and okay, well here we go. What is this? We have c/users/dispatch.admin/download/drone manager setup.exe. Okay, well that seems like it's pretty related. I'm gonna go ahead and press Control C to copy that, and I think that would be the answer to this question, the full path of where the user launched the application from. Because remember, this key right here, this is showing what recently accessed applications were launched via the GUI. So someone came over here and they launched this application on October 21st, 2025, and they launched drone manager setup.exe. And that's kind of suspicious. So we'll put that path in here. Oh, I'm not sure why it's pasting funny. Oh, it's because I also copied. Let me see. Let me take out the program name. Okay, let me just type it. And we're gonna check that. And yay, awesome! Look at that. All right, so we found the full path. We are well on our way to being completely done with this room in like pretty little time. So let's see, what value was added to the application to maintain persistence on startup? All right, so do we have any keys in our cheat sheet that would relate to that? Let's see, maintaining persistence. So maintaining persistence, if you guys did the Windows malware analysis room with me before, you'll know that I talked a decent amount about the run key. And the run key is a special key, and it's right here. And what happens when you add a file as a run key, then that program will be run automatically whenever someone logs in. So right here, it's like, it'll be a startup program. So you know how like you log into your computer and I don't know, like Microsoft Teams boots up every single time? That's because there's a run key for it. But for us, a lot of malware uses this. And in my malware analysis video for day 6, the malware was using a run key to stay persistent. So let's try to find the run key. So it is an HKLM, which stands for H key local machine. So let's go see, and I'm just gonna search for it. Let's search it in bookmarks first, see if there's a bookmark for it. I'll just search for run. Okay, so it looks like we have some nt-user.dat, but it won't be that one because it's an HKLM, not HKCU. So it's not that one. It could be either this one or it could be this one. And it looks like we have a software run key. So let's click on that. And okay, so it looks like we have 2 run keys in here. First off, we have security health, and here we have the path to it. So security health history.exe is actually made by Microsoft, and it's Windows security, like Windows Defender. So what this will do is it will like launch Windows Defender for you, and it'll like give you like system tray notifications about like Windows Defender and your security. So this is actually a great thing to have on your laptop. It is defending you, it's helping you be cyber secure. But this one right here, on the other hand, Drone Helper, I don't think we need something called Drone Helper running every time we boot up our computer, every time we log in. And look, it looks like we even have a -- background flag, which if I had to guess, if I had to make an educated guess, I would guess that this is running it in the background. So that means it's not gonna like pop up. It's gonna like run in the background sneakily so you don't see it. Not sneakily enough for us to not find it though. Can't get past us. Can't get anything past us. Okay, so I'm just gonna control C this, and that would be C/program file /drone manager /drone helper.exe -- background. And since this is added as a run key, right, it's added as a run key to the registry. Since this run key is added to the registry, this drone helper file is going to run every single time someone logs in. And this is where we got it from, right here. And let's go and put that into our question box. Whoops. Okay, let me just type it again. And then click check. And yay, it looks like we did it. Awesome. This was so fun doing this with you guys. I'm so glad that we were able to go and do all this Windows Registry Forensics challenges. This was so much fun. I'm so glad you guys came along with me. And it looks like they have a whole nother room about Windows Forensics down here called Windows Forensics 1. So I highly encourage you guys to check that out and, you know, learn more about Windows Registry and Forensics. Windows Registry is extremely important. You know, it's incredible how much stuff is in there, how many like cool things you can figure out about someone and the way they use their computer and what they did on their computer. You know, like if we go through like some more in this cheat sheet right here, like this is kind of crazy stuff. Like this is storing this key right here, word wheel query, it's storing the search terms typed by the user in the Explorer search bar. So basically, if you go to the Explorer search bar on your computer and you're like typing something, like searching for something on your computer, it gets stored. It gets stored here. I bet you didn't know that was stored somewhere. This stores everything. It's storing all of this information about you and what you're doing on your computer. And you can go through and you can analyze compromised systems and see what happened on them with things like registry forensics. So anyway, we'll go ahead and check this. And yay, we did it! Amazing! We finished the forensics registry forensics room. I'm so glad again that you guys were able to come along with me today on this day 16 of Advent of Cyber. And I hope you guys have a great rest of Advent of Cyber and keep going. You guys got this. Keep persevering. I know some of the tasks are going to be harder, but you guys got this. Remember, Google is your friend, research is your friend, and I'm your friend. So hang in there. You guys got this. I'll see you all some other time, and Merry Christmas.